Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
Hello,
Hello.
Mr. Hanson. I really enjoy your podcast.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so yeah, I started poker. I started playing poker only like 3-4 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and of course, I'm losing a lot, learning a lot of lessons from my losings, and also I learn a lot from your podcast.
Yeah.
So I was playing at the Del Lago Casino here in upstate New York, which is not far from Turning Stone, which I know you're familiarized with, right? So the hand goes like this. I'm in the big blind. The guy under the gun +2 raises. We're playing 1-3 straddle, option 6 straddle.
Okay.
Under the gun +2 raises to 12. We got six callers, and I have ace 6 suited, so I call, right?
Where? From what
So
position?
I'm about like 500 deep, and so the flop is 3-4-7.
What position are you in?
It checks. I'm in a big blind.
Okay, so let's slow down here for a second. So
Yes, I'm sorry.
it's 136, and the under the gun min raises to 12. He just 2x's
Yes, under
it.
the gun +2,
Okay.
raised to 12.
5 callers in the field, and you call in the big blind with ace 6
Yep.
suited. Okay.
Ace 6 suited. Yep.
Yep.
And then the flop is 3-4-7.
Okay.
So I would say the flop is rather favorable.
You think the flop's favorable when they're in 6-way action with ace 6 on?
No, 3-4-7, and I have ace 6.
Right. 8-6 or ace 6?
Ace 6.
So my question is, do you think the flop is favorable to you with 5 other people in the hand?
Well, it looks good to me. I'm open-ended straight draw.
You are open-ended?
So
Am I missing something? It's 3-4-7, right?
Oh no, it's 4-5-7. I'm sorry, 4-5-7.
Okay. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better.
Yes.
Still, like,
Yes,
I wouldn't
so
go.
it's
I still wouldn't
pretty
be going nuts with
favorable.
it. I still wouldn't be going nuts
Yes,
with it,
yes.
but yeah.
Yep. So of course I check. It checks through to the button, and the button I think he bets out like $35, 35 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And of course I call, and then the initial raiser called, and then everybody else folded. All
Okay.
right.
Yep.
And then the turn is an 8, so I make the straight.
Okay.
Right? It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this time I only leads out for $75.
Okay, so you
Which
lead
is
out for
what-
$75. Okay.
but 75 initial raiser folds, and then the button thinks for a while, and ultimately he calls. It's a really older gentleman. He's really old. I think he's a type player. I only play with him like once or twice, right? So he thinks for a while and he calls.
So let's slow down here. Are there any suits on the board or anything like that?
No, it was a rainbow. There's no suits or anything.
Okay,
And
so the
yeah.
pot's about maybe $220, and I believe how much did the guy bet on the flop again? I don't have that up here.
He bet on the flop was like $30, $35, something like that. It
30.
wasn't crazy.
Okay, 60, 90.
Yeah.
So the pot's probably about maybe $300 here, and you've got about 400 or just under 400 left, and you have a straight 4, 5, 7, 8 rainbow. Okay, go ahead. What's the river?
Yep. So I make a bet of $75.
Yep. And he calls.
Letting them know, hey, I have the straight. Try to. I don't know why I bet. I'm just pretty new. That's why I'm calling in.
No,
to
I
get your
think.
opinion.
Well, it's a fine bet. You're not betting to let them know where you're at. You're just betting for value. Now the pot is
for value.
yeah.
Right.
The pot is about $150. So you bet half the pot, and that's fine. You're trying to get called by like
right.
2 pair, and you think it's going to get checked through a lot. At this level, I have no problem with that. Sometimes at higher levels, you have to sometimes disguise and play it in a little bit of more of a odd manner because you're always going to have a strong hand. But at 1-3, you're going to get all kinds of people to call you with two pair, whatever it
Right.
is. So I have no problem with that.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And then the initial raiser folds, and then the button calls.
Right.
Now the river comes to the turn, and the river pairs the board. It was another 4.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh my god, this just happened to me literally 3 nights ago. You know, when it was a $900 pot, it was all in on the turn when I had the nut straight.
Hmm.
Somebody shoved on me, I snap call, and then the river paired,
Yeah.
and I lost that $900 pot literally 3 days ago. I'm like, last night, I'm like, oh my god, this can't be happening again. Right, so I lead out again for I should have checked, but I lead out again for $100 to see if the guy, definitely has a trips or something. And then he shoves right away. He goes all in,
So
and it's
let's just think. If you're new to the game, let me make a couple of points. Right. So it's not a good approach, especially at this level. And absolutely, I'll say this. It applies to all. I mean, a lot of levels, but especially at this level, and especially when you're new, I don't like checking the river here to check call. Okay, do you know why do you think I don't like a check call on the river here?
because that gives the guy opportunity to bluff, right?
No, 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 no. He's not. Well, that you're kind of mixing concepts up here. If some
Uh,
sort of draw missed, like if there was a front door flush draw or something like that, like maybe there was two spades on the flop, and you thought this guy was crazy, and if you checked, he would bluff. But there's no
uh,
draw. There's no draw out here that misses. So let's say that he has one of two hands here. Let's say that he has, let's say he has two pair, okay,
uh-huh.
or he has a full house, okay.
Right.
What if you check the river? What is he going to do with two pair? What do you think's going to happen?
He's gonna check.
Right. Now, if you make a small bet on the river, and the guy just can't fold, he very well might call. Now,
Right.
if he has a full house and you check, what is he going to do after you check?
He's gonna shove.
Well, he's going to bet, right?
Right.
So
Right.
if you're going to call a bet at the end, then there's really no reason for you to check the river. If you shouldn't be check
Right.
calling the river because the worse hands are going to check behind. You should be betting the river.
Oh no, on the river I bet $100. I
No, I
lead out
know.
$100
But
thinking,
you said that you said that you should have checked. And I'm saying that I don't think that's right. I think that betting you
okay,
actually made the
got
right
it.
play. I think that
Okay, so I got that part, but
yeah, I
yeah.
think that betting
So I
here is
believe the
correct.
river betting out, $100.
Yeah.
But when he snapped all in, I'm thinking, oh my god, this can't be happening. It's literally 3 nights ago. It was the last hand of the night. It was like 4:35 in the morning. I figured I'd double up and then leave. I only bought in for 200, and I would be happy, greatly happy to leave with like 600-700 profit, and then the river destroyed me. So last night it's the same thing. I only bought in for like 250, and and I had like 500-600. Because I fished with the good cards and being patient. And then when I bet 100, he snap call all in. I'm thinking two things.
Snap
So it's
shoved
only
all in.
200 more for me to call.
Right. So
So I'm
here's the
thinking he's using that card to bluff me, or he has it.
No, he's
But
not. What is
I'm
he
so
bluff? Yeah, but what is he bluffing you with though? What is he trying to bluff you? It looks like you have a straight. Here's the thing at this level. First of all, if the guy had a straight, a lot of times he's just going to move in on the turn anyways.
right,
And the other thing too is that if he's not moving in on the turn with a straight, he's scared that you might have a higher straight, and he's still only calling the river. Sometimes when you
right,
move up in levels, you have to bet and call, but here I think at best you're chopping. Now, I don't play a whole lot of 1-3, so I don't know if a guy just thinks a 6 is the nuts here, and occasionally, like if you bet 100, the guy might just move in with a 6. What I'll tell you is that at best you're chopping, and I would probably say 80% of the time you're beat. So
yep,
when you bet 100 into a pot of what is maybe, let's see, 150, 250, maybe like 300, and then he shoves for 300 total or 200 more,
right,
I think the pot's going to be like maybe 650, 200 for you to call, something like that.
yep,
You're
yep.
probably not going to be getting the right pot odds here. I would say.
Right.
It might actually be 650, 300 for you to call, depending on what it is. Um, but you're going to be chopping here occasionally. You're never going to call
Hmm.
and win. Is what
No,
what
no.
happened? You called and the guy had a full house or what?
Uh, yep, he had trip
Yeah.
fives, and then the 2-4 makes him a full house.
So he flopped a set and then he rivered a full house, right?
Yep, just
Yeah.
like what happened to me 3 nights ago. But I kind of knew I was beat. I'm like, well, whatever. If I only got 250 left. If I win, I'm great. If I lose, not a big deal.
What's
I
your
learned.
what's your name? What's your name?
My name is David.
David, I would just say that I think what you can take away from this though is the fact that checking on the river here because you're scared that you're going to get shoved on at this level is not the right play. You almost always want to bet your hand for value on the river, and then you
Even
evaluate.
if the board pairs, right?
Yeah, if you think you're going to get called by something worse than your hand, then you want to bet for value. Now, if you don't think you're going to get called by something worse than your hand, then you can check. But most of the time at these levels, if you can get in your head, I'm going to be betting a lot for value here, and then if somebody puts pressure
Right.
on me, then usually people aren't bluffing on the river at this level. So it's the whole crush live poker bet fold thing really comes into play at the low
Hmm.
stakes levels of the game. But anyways, thanks for the call. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.